Everybody, it's Jay, Addictive Rant. I know it's been some time between videos, but when I first came out here, I talked about I was going to do videos about just off the cuff, my opinion, just shoot things out there. And that's not the answer, because I get up here and I walk around and I make, some points, but I don't talk about one particular subject, which is very important to do now. Because everything that's going on, this is a tweet from our president today at 5:48 p.m. I just had the privilege of signing a very strong executive order protecting American monuments, memorials, and statues, and combating recent criminal violence. Long prison terms for these lawless acts against our great country. So this piece of crap, this racist, bigoted, xenophobic, homophobic piece of garbage is more worried about racist monuments of losers, of treasonous traitors that fought against our country. He's more worried about that than he is about the American people that are dying from the coronavirus. 125,000 people dead from this virus. And this man is worried about holding rallies. He's not worried about the racism that plagues our streets, that plagues our police departments, that plagues our place of business. I mean, it's everywhere. And it's sickening. And I'm tired, sick and tired of them walking all over us. And we do nothing about it. The Democrats do nothing about it. They sit there and it's pretty much they look at you, it's like, oh, thoughts and prayers. Oh, sorry you don't have any money. Sorry you lost your job. Sorry you don't have any unemployment coming in. Oh, that sucks. Thoughts and prayers. They don't care because they got $1 million homes and $1 million bank accounts. Well, I don't. And I'm tired of it. We have a racist president who's more worried about monuments than the people dying in this country. I'm going to talk about the racist monuments and the tearing down of the Confederate statues and why people are having such a hard time with this. And I don't think a lot of people understand what those statues mean, because they put out a lot of crap to us when we're in school. They talk about things that never happened, and they replace things that actually happened with things that we find acceptable. Like I'm going to tell you about one right now. They said that you learned in grade school and high school that George Washington's dentures were made from wood rather than the teeth from slaves. You learned about the New Deal, but not the red lining. You learned about Tommy Smith fist in the air at the 1968 Olympics, but when he was sent home the next day, he was stripped of his medals. You learned about black crime, but white criminals were never lumped together and discussed in terms of their race. It's just insane. You learned about states' rights as the cause of the Civil War, but not the slavery that was mentioned 80 times in the Articles of Succession. Privilege is having history rewritten so you don't have to acknowledge uncomfortable facts, and that's exactly what these ignorant, racist pieces of garbage are trying to do. That's Donald Trump and his administration. The guy that writes one of his top advisors is named Stephen Miller. And the guy has ties to probably about 5 or 6 different alt-right organizations. He's a white supremacist. He writes Trump's immigration laws, his immigration speeches. He was the one that put all those kids in cages at the border. He suggested that to Donald. Put them in cages, separate families. Now, I know that's hard for us to think about, because we're not in that situation, and again, we're Americans. But that word means nothing anymore. I'm embarrassed to be an American because of stuff like that. They put these, and we don't think about it. We put it off in the back of our minds because it's not important to us, because it doesn't affect us. But put yourself in that position. If you have kids, and they separated you from your kids and put your kids in a cage and shipped you somewhere, and you had no idea where your kids were, or your kids had no idea where their mother or fathers were. I mean, this is America. We don't do that kind of stuff here. We don't do it here. And we can't let this become acceptable. We are letting the white trash, the armpits, the racists, the bigoted morons, the uneducated, aloof idiots of this country make decisions for us. And we cannot allow that any longer. Look at what's going on out there. Look at what's happening. Educate yourself. Vote. The poll numbers that are out there, Donald Trump beating Joe Biden, or Joe Biden's beating Donald Trump in all the states by 10 points in my state in Pennsylvania, there's a bunch of wacko Trumpkins here, it blows my mind. And Joe Biden's kicking butt, but Joe Biden's not the answer. He's not the answer, but he's 10 times, a million times better than what we got in there now. 4 more years of that man, and it's over. You think there's going to be segregation? They're going to strip us of every freedom we have, especially if we're black and we're poor. If you're black and poor, or you're Mexican, you're screwed in this country if we let this man win again. And he's going to try hard. He's going to try so hard because he's a cheater. All right, let's talk about some of this stuff. Like I said, these monuments and why people are so worried about them coming down. Why people get triggered by this. Let me tell you about a definition about the Civil War first. The Civil War started because of uncompromising differences between the free and slave states over the power of the national government to prohibit slavery in the territories that had not yet become states. The event that triggered war came at Fort Sumter in Charleston Bay on April 12, 1961. Now, here's some reasons why the Civil War was fought. Industry versus farming, state rights. The idea of states' rights were not new to the Civil War. Expansion, slavery, Abraham Lincoln, and mostly just the opportunity for them to keep their racist beliefs. They were able to practice their racist beliefs. I mean, these men, these wacko men that are just like the President of the United States, wanted to destroy this country, and they wanted to enslave people. I mean, you have to be careful nowadays. The evangelicals are nuts. I mean, it's in the Bible. Jesus never condemned slavery. Never. It talks about slavery in the Bible. Get rid of that book, because all that is a giant scam. And I'm sorry if you're a religious person, but that's a scam. Those people are taking money from you, and they have been for decades, for years, for hundreds of years. If there was a God, where the hell is he? Where's he at? 125,000 Americans dead. 6 million people died in the Holocaust. Where's God at? It's a fake thing, people. Stop spending your money on that. If you're going to give your money to somebody, give it directly to the poor person on the street, or get them a meal to eat. Do something like that with your money. Stop giving it to these criminals, because all they're doing is putting it in their bank account and making themselves more money. Stop. Stop being fools. Stop being played by the big giant cog. The cog machine, the religion, the evangelicals, the religious, the government. Stop being played by these people. They're taking your money, and they're destroying this country. This is not a joke anymore. Like, pay attention to what's going on. Don't put all your eggs in one basket with CNN or MSNBC or that kind of stuff. Look for different independent media groups who are going to tell you facts, like me, because I'm not going to steer you in the wrong direction, and I'm not going to sugarcoat you. That's how I am, and that's how it's going to stay. Racism is tearing this country apart. There's a group, I want to tell you about this too, because you need to write these women. They're called the United Daughters of the Confederacy. Yes, it exists, and it's existed since like 1891. After the war ended in 1864, the Civil War, these women got together, 20 years later, 30 years later, and decided to put up monuments everywhere and statues of these Confederate generals, these Confederate soldiers who are traitors, who are liars, who oppress slaves, who just want to control people. They put these statues up, and how do you think that makes a brown or black person feel? How do you think it makes a white person feel that has empathy? And it's like, wow. Backtrack a little bit, because I was talking about the Bible and verses in the Bible that talk about slavery, that Jesus was okay with slavery. It's Exodus 21 and Leviticus 25, verses 44 through 46. Check them out. It's in there. It's crazy. Back to these crazy women, the United Daughters of the Confederacy. They have published at least two very pro-KKK books. They've even built a monument to the KKK. They published a very pro-KKK book for children in 1914 called The Ku Klux Klan or Invisible Empire. And these women are still out there today. They're still out there. I mean, I have their email address and their phone number because I sent them an email. Some people need to call them. People need to email them and say, hey, look, this is unacceptable. We're done. Yeah, they got this mumbo jumbo on their stupid webpage saying, oh, we're mad that these race groups stole our Confederate flag and use it at their little hate ceremonies. You know what, ladies? Your ancestors or the people that raised you or your grandparents, whoever they were losers. They're traitors. They lost the war. They're racist. We don't need that in this stupid country, or in this racist, stupid country at this time. We don't need that right now. We got too much going on. We got these wacky people complaining about a stupid monument, and people are dying everywhere. So here's the information for these women. Here's their email. It's udc@hqudc.org, and the phone number is 804-355-1636. Those women are disgusting. And we just can't have that anymore. It's old. Like, this crap sucks. And there's poor black people getting lynched in California. The cops that veterans that have been on the force for 20 some years got caught saying that they want to start a civil war. They can't wait to kill black people. I mean, this is nuts. The whole police force in this country needs to go. And anybody between the ages of 18 and 35 should not be allowed to be a cop, because you're too full of testosterone and all you want to do is be on that big power ego trip. Anybody that wants to be a cop, they're not doing it for the right reasons. Look at these moron freaking these union leaders, these cops unions. They're out there protecting these criminals, these murderers every day. And they're complaining that they want to get rid of, they don't want to give them any more unqualified immunity. When they can go kill somebody, they're not able to be prosecuted. They want to still have that. No, get out of here. I mean, stuff comes up every day. I'm getting off track, but I'm going to start talking. I'm going to go back to this stupid flag and these stupid monuments Trump's so worried about. He built a wall around the park that he chased everybody out of with tear gas and everything. He built a wall around that monument, Lafayette Square, whatever it is called. I mean, it's just insane. It's insane. The people that, those statues are one thing. They're hateful, and they were put there to remind the less fortunate, the blacks, the browns, that, hey, look, we're in charge. The whites are in charge. That's why those statues were put up. Those ladies, those UDC ladies, these people can say whatever they want. Oh, it's our heritage. No, it's not our heritage. Those people tried to destroy our country. That's not part of our history. We want that out of here. We're done with that. We want to move forward. We've been living by the same rules for 400 years. And even when the Constitution came into play, we still have idiots that still want to live by those rules that they put in place 4 years ago, where black men are unequal to white men, where women are still not as equal as men. Like, that's what these people are bringing us back to. And these idiots in this country are okay with that. Like these morons at these rallies. Trump's having these big open rallies. All he's doing is putting the virus out there. That's all he's doing. He's trying to kill people. He's killing his followers. And these morons are dumb enough to go. And the reason I'm mad about that is because they're coming out in public. You see them at Walmart, they're not wearing a mask. They don't care. We're protecting them by wearing masks. Screw that. Like, we need to walk up to these people and be like, you're a disgusting piece of crap. Those are the people that need to be out of this country. Those people are the problem. Not the black people, not the Mexicans, the people that don't listen, the people that don't play by the rules, the people that think about themselves and only themselves, like Donald Trump, like his whole administration. This country's turned into a gigantic nightmare. Oh, it is a nightmare. We have the worst global pandemic in hundreds of years, and we are leading the world in that pandemic. Number one, and for the wrong reasons, not for the right reasons. Are you not tired of it? Because I am. I'm mad. And some of you are probably asking yourself, why would they enshrine these racist men on these statues if they were so bad? Because this is a racist country. Everything in this country is built upon race. It's built upon the rich person. And the rich person is so worried about the black, the brown, the poor, taking their money away from them, that they got to push us down. And I'm over it. We're all over it. We're all over it. And I just went crazy for 10 minutes, and hopefully I made some sense. But the Bubba Wallace guy, the poor racer, the black racer from NASCAR, finding the noose in his neck, and the FBI saying, oh, it's a garage. It's not a garage pulley, it's a noose. Stop lying. Stop telling people a bunch of shit. It's not true, because we're not stupid. We have eyes and we can see what's going on. Like Mike Pence gets up there with a task force today. First time in 2 months they come up there and he's trying to sugarcoat everything's perfect. No, everything's not perfect. People are dying. People don't have jobs. People are filing for unemployment. My unemployment Pennsylvania unemployment, wrote me a letter on the 16th of June, told me I had 4 weeks unemployment left. And when that unemployment runs out, I have no money. Now, I can't get a job because there's a pandemic. And it wasn't my fault I went on unemployment. It's the pandemic's fault. It's Trump's fault. It's the Republicans' fault. That's whose fault it is. But I got to suffer the consequences just like a lot of you out there are doing too. Nothing's going to change unless we get up. The Confederate flag's still going to fly. The racist statues are going to still be admired by the sick racists in this country if we don't make a change, if we don't do something, if we don't force these racist pieces of garbage out of their position and put people in there that's going to do something for you and I. There's some good people that just won some primary elections that got a couple of these dirtbag Republicans out of there and some of these do-nothing Democrats out of there, and it's a good thing. There's progressives coming into the picture into Congress, and it's time to shake things up. We need 1,000 AOCs if we're going to get this country back in order. We need to get rid of Trump. We need to stand up, the men and women we are of this country, and demand better. We have to, because nobody's going to do it for us. Black people have been trying for 200, 300, 400 years just to be seen as equal. And these dumb, ignorant, stupid Republicans won't even say Black Lives Matter. They keep saying all lives matter. They don't understand. Well, they understand. They're just racist. They understand what the Black Lives Matter means. Black people just want to be treated like everybody else, as equal. It doesn't mean anything else. And yeah, they know black people will be the first ones to tell you matter. So get off of their. Let them talk. Let them breathe. Stop lying to the country. We're done with it. Trump has no chance of winning. And the only thing you Republicans are doing to yourselves is ruining your chances and your credibility and your legacy. You're going to go down in history as gigantic, lying, racist, xenophobic sheep that followed an orange Jesus that is the biggest criminal on this planet. Wake up, America! We're not going to have one if you people keep doing this stuff. I'll see you in a few. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and please like. I'm Jay. I'm out.